Atlanta News First Plus starts now with the First Alert Weather Day.
Hello, friends. Happy rainy, stormy day. Again, I feel like this has just been a nasty conveyor belt of rain after rain after rain. We've gotten more than double the average rainfall for this month. I know you're tired of it. I do have good news in the forecast. It's not going to come for a couple days. Heavy rain, torrential downpours, widespread storms going to move in this afternoon. We're seeing those storms in Alabama right now. The good news is I am not expecting widespread severe weather today, okay? The bad news is I'm expecting widespread torrential rain right in time for the evening commute. You can see those storms now moving through Alabama. They're picking up speed. We're seeing this front end of that squall line has like 60, 70 mile per hour winds in it. However, our atmosphere here in Georgia is a lot more stable because of the wedge. Do you feel it when you walk outside? It's quite cool outside. That's that wedge of cool air. We get this pattern a lot in the fall months and in the spring months. Usually not this late in the season. I will say this is abnormal. I'm getting a lot of questions. People are like, why is it so cold outside? It is that cool air. When there's a high pressure up in New England, we got counterclockwise winds that bring that air straight in from Canada. It then turns west. That cool air gets dammed or wedged up against the Appalachian Mountains and streamlines down into Georgia. And that brings us cloudy conditions, usually some light showers, pretty much exactly what you're seeing right now outside. And you can see that cool air. Check it out. It's quite literally in place. See that there? My graphics are messing up just a little bit. But watch when I switch this graphic, that cool air that's in place. 64 in Atlanta, it's 72 in Nashville. So you can see that cool air. 59 in Gainesville, 61 in Athens, 63 in Griffin, 64 in Atlanta. The only areas that usually in our viewing area that's spared from the influence of the wedge is LaGrange. You can see LaGrange is 10 degrees warmer, 75 degrees. So what do you need for severe weather? You need energy. Heat is energy. Because we don't have a lot of heat, these storms are going to roll in. They're going to lose a lot of their strength outside of those extreme southern areas, Thomaston, LaGrange, the areas that will hit the 70s today. I do think LaGrange could push 80 degrees. I do think Thomaston could push the upper 70s. That is the only area I'm concerned about for severe weather. For the rest of us, highs in the 60s and low 70s, completely going to cap our atmosphere or stabilize our atmosphere today. So it's just going to be a really messy, nasty, rainy afternoon. Light showers out there. Now, this is the latest model data. That heavy rain arriving a little bit earlier than previously thought, maybe around 3 or 4. We could see some thunder as it pushes into West Georgia, but essentially by the time it reaches Metro Atlanta, it's just rain that will be widespread for the evening commute. Just messy. Now, look down in down south of Griffin. You see that little storm cell by Macon, maybe one right over Lake Oconee around 8 p.m. Those are the areas that could see a few strong storms with damaging winds. That's where the heat energy is high enough. But for most of us, it's just going to be rainfall. In Mile, we'll probably see some more spotty showers overnight. That really heavy rain will move out after midnight. So the flash flood threat and the severe threat will diminish overnight tonight, okay? Here's what I'm talking about. This is the CAPE, the Convective Available Potential Energy. It's a tool that we use to measure how much instability there is in the atmosphere. See LaGrange down to Macon? That's really the only area where I'm seeing a high amount of energy. Essentially, as these storms move in, the cool air zaps their energy completely out. So that is the reason that our severe potential is very low today and tonight, which is good news. So here's what I'm thinking. I do think that the ground is so saturated that we could see runoff from the roads quickly cause creeks and streams to rise. Certainly some pooling on the roadways. Be aware of that. That's going to be the greatest threat today. Can't rule out a stray storm with damaging winds. That risk is low, and there's an even lower risk of tornadoes. I think any spin-up tornadoes today will be south of Macon, where there's more heat energy, okay? So essentially, today's first alert is just for the heavy rain. Now, I bet you're wondering, how long is this pattern going to continue? Well, tomorrow morning it's going to be gross, but tomorrow afternoon we will see the sunshine. Thank goodness. We'll jump back in the low 80s, so we get a little break tomorrow afternoon. Then you're going to wake up to more rain on Thursday morning. Friday also looks wet. We'll probably end up extending the first alert weather day into Friday. I know that's not what you want to hear, but here's the good news. soon as this weekend hits, we're going to enter into a much drier pattern. Okay? Saturday looks completely dry. Sunday, I can't rule out a few showers in the mountains. That's a quick moving front that will move through. And after that front moves out, dry air for at least 3 days next week. And at this point, we'll take what we can get, y'all. Okay? We're entering into June where we see afternoon thunderstorms almost every day. We're not going to get any of that. I think we're going to see really dry weather most of next week. So we just got to make it through this week. And I promise you, as we head into the month of June, we will see more sunshine. Okay? Jen, Patrick, Courtney will all be here with the latest as we head into this afternoon. And we're going to just be watching that storm system as it rolls in. But I really highly doubt we're going to see severe weather here. But it's still going to have a pretty big impact just because of how much rain we're going to get just in time for the evening commute. So be careful, y'all. Stay dry. And I will see you tomorrow morning on Atlanta News First at 6 a.m.